This short lecture will look at the important parts in Chapter 4. Some of these concepts we'll go over next week also, but segmentation, targeting are discussed here, and the marketing mix, or MarCom. Advertising is one element in the marketing mix, and I wanted you to know where it sits within the marketing mix so that you understand its importance. And then we will just focus on advertising the rest of the semester.
A new look at the 4 Ps of marketing.
Nothing explains a complicated business algorithm like a cute mnemonic device. Hence, the 4 Ps of marketing. This is one of the first things they drill into your head in business school. Actually, in any type of formal marketing instruction. It's everywhere, everyone knows it, and you need to know it too. So here it is, let's go. 4 Ps. Product, place, price, promotion. Got that? Let's say it again. Say it out loud, it helps. Product, price, place, promotion. One more time, with feeling. Product, place, price, promotion. Never forget these 4 words. Each of the 4 Ps represents one of the really important elements of marketing that you need to consider when developing your campaigns. Alone, none of them will do you much good. The 4 Ps need to work together. They're like the 4 wheels of a car or the 4 legs of a table. If you've got trouble with, or heaven forbid are missing one entirely, you'll have trouble getting anywhere. So it's easy, right? Find a good product, slap a good price on it, sell it somewhere people go, and throw together some promotion. Yes? No. Because first you have to figure out how to define these things as good. It's all about fit. Each of the 4 Ps has to be geared towards your specific target market and work with each of the other 4 Ps to do so.
The first P is product. This is what you're selling, be it a pot scrubber, ebook, or car detailing service. But it's not just the item or service itself that's included in the product P. It's also the different varieties of your product, the quality of it, how it's designed, packaged, and branded. Anything that adds value to your product, any reason a customer might want to purchase it is part of the product. Obviously, it's pretty important.
The next P is price. You may be tempted to believe that the price of your product or service is merely the amount you charge customers when they purchase it. Dispel that notion immediately. The price includes the retail price, any discounts or special offers, bonuses, payment plans, and credit terms. In short, anything even remotely related to money. It makes sense when you think about it. A discount lowers the price of an item. A bonus offer also lowers the price. Credit terms and payment plans make it easier for your customers to pay the price. All of these must be considered.
The third P is promotion. This is what most people think of when they think of marketing. Promotion includes advertising, personal selling, sales promotion, and public relations. Sponsoring your nephew's Little League game? That's promotion. Making a sales call? That's promotion. Handing out brochures? That's promotion. Answering client emails? Still promotion.
The final P is place. Place is also known as distribution. How do your clients find your product and get what they've paid for once they've paid for it? Is it delivered to their door? Is it right there in a retail location? Do they download it? Place also includes the logistics of each of these things. If your product is sold in retail stores, how did it get there? How many of them are there? How soon do you need to get more there? Everything that you need to consider about how to get your product to your customer or to a place where your customer can find it is part of place.
Now remember, it's not enough to choose a good product, price, place, and promotion because we have to know how to define good. Let's use an example to illustrate. Let's say that your 7-year-old wants to set up a lemonade stand to make some extra money. What will she have to figure out? She'll need to decide where to place her stand, how to make the lemonade, what she should charge for it, and how to let people know what she's doing. If she came up to you and asked you how to do all of this, you'd have to tell her that it depends. Where she sets up her stand depends on who she wants to sell the lemonade to, grown-ups or kids. Should the stand be in the park or at the end of her driveway? Same with the recipe. How much sugar should she add? More for kids than for grown-ups, probably. If she makes grown-up lemonade, she might be able to charge more for it because adults have more money to spend. On the other hand, if she sets up her stand in the park and sells sweet lemonade to kids, more of them will see it and she won't have to tell people about it.
You have to know who your target market is before you make any of the 4P decisions, or you'll be in the same mess as a 7-year-old, not knowing which course of action is best for any of the Ps. If the 7-year-old knew from the get-go that she wanted to sell lemonade to other kids, she would have been able to decide right away that she should have a sweet lemonade product that she should sell in the park, place, promotion, for 10 cents a cup. Price. If she wanted to sell to grown-ups, she would have her stand at the end of her driveway where lots of adults walk to and from work. Place. The lemonade would be tart. Product. Her mom would probably tell some of her neighbors about it. Promotion. And she could charge 25 cents a cup. Price. At the end of the day, it comes down to figuring out your target market and what works for them. Your offering will be perfect for some people, and those are the ones you need to reach.
Want more lessons and tips like this one? Subscribe to the firepolemarketing.com blog or sign up for our free 7-day business fireproofing video course.
So, the 4 P's. Advertising is promotion. It's one of the elements of promotion. Marketing works with products and the marketplace. The importance of advertising is getting the consumer to recognize and want or need that product. The ultimate purpose of marketing is to create exchanges that satisfy the perceived needs and wants of individuals and organizations. So advertising understands what the needs and wants of individuals are, and they address the utility of the product to the needs and wants of the consumer. So a product's utility is important to understand. In that example in the video, lemonade, the utility may have been to quench the thirst, or it may have been to make people happy, to feel young, to feel happy that it's summer and they're drinking something sweet, enjoying their time out. So, marketing segmentation, it's important to identify who the customer is for your product, and then to find more segments that are interested in your product so that your message reaches a wider audience. Advertising is expensive, and you want to make sure that your target audience is the correct one for your product, and that you research and find them all. They may be contradictory products. So, like Old Spice sells their product to women for their men. It seems odd, but that's the target. Here, if we're selling basketballs, our target may be professional basketball players, it may be high school basketball players, or it might be weekend warriors. Or it might be something that we put together and make an aggregate group so that we're addressing our advertising to these different sections. So market segmentation is in several different areas. It goes to behavioristic, so how often do you use a product? Do you only buy a product on sale? Do you buy a lot of a product? Geographic, the location. Where are the people that want your product? If you're selling lemonade, in the winter you might not get many sales in colder climates, but in warmer climates you might get more sales. And if you're interested in the demographic of the group, so let's say you're selling lemonade to kids, where are kids in the area in the South? So in South Carolina, where are there more kids of a certain age that want lemonade? You may combine some of these, so you have geo-demographic. So we have an area and we have an age group. So South Carolina, 15-year-olds, where is a greater population of those people? Geo-demographic. And then there's psychographic. So how does the product make people feel? You'll see a lot of ads for perfumes or cosmetics that make people feel good. Or it may be an air freshener that's actually to help eliminate odors. It may be sold to eliminate odors, or it may be sold to make you feel good about being in your home. Another important demographic segmentation is understanding at different ages what people purchase. So at different times in your life, you have different sale needs, different needs and wants. It's an interesting chart. So young adults, cars, furniture, housing, older middle age, recreational items, purchases for young people. So understanding these different age groups and what their needs are and what their wants are will help you target your audience. Another way to find targeted audience is the census. The U.S. Census is done every 10 years, and it collects a ton of data. We'll be playing with this next week with Simply Maps, but the North American Industry Classification System, NAICS, I'm having so much trouble saying this, NAICS, hint on your quiz, is an important element and a great source for choosing demographics, geographic information. So here's a case study. Volkswagen. The Volkswagen Beetle had been around forever, since World War II actually, and it was introduced to the American markets in the 60s. You may know those little ads, Think Small. Well, they redesigned the Beetle about 15 years ago, and they had a market in mind. So it was much more round, it was colorful, it was playful, and it was targeted to a certain demographic. I think geographically it was everywhere, but they had a certain target audience. Then about 5-6 years ago, they redesigned it, and they changed their demographic. So their advertising reflected these changes, and here are 2 ads to represent those changes.
Will anyone else be joining you this evening, madam? Very well. Enjoy.
Volkswagen, das Auto. Get a Volkswagen and receive a custom first act guitar. Plug into the stereo and rock your V-dub from bumper to bumper.
So that can be a better explanation, a better example of positioning a product for a different demographic. It's like night and day. Sophisticated women, fun, or for men, young, outgoing, audiophiles, looking for a good time. The next area we're going to look at is psychographics. So these are how you feel about a product, how it makes you feel, your emotions, your worldview, your cultural biases. All these things are discovered in Veils, which you'll be taking this little test, and it will determine what type of person you are. And it's a fun little thing: believers, achievers, strivers. So it helps advertisers think about the set of people they're looking at. So who do you want to sell this lemonade to? Survivors or believers? Maybe they're more like believers and thinkers and innovators, people who like people that are taking on challenges. An example of this is a Nike ad that was put up during a marathon, the Boston Marathon. And they just had simple words and images. And what they're trying to attract or try to draw attention to are people's psychographic needs. You know, if you're a runner, you may think about renewal, or it's a ritual, you do it every time, or it's isolation, you like it because you're alone doing it. So these ads appeal to people's psychographic needs, their emotions. Now, this ad is appealing to people's need for safety. You buy cars for many things. You may, like the Volkswagen, you may buy it because it's fun and beautiful, or it may buy it because it's sporty and makes you look smart and has great sound system, or you may be buying a car for safety. So this ad is showing the utility of the product is its safety, is this special technology it has, eyes in the front, back and side. Here's another video addressing a similar issue with cars. This is also safety, but ruggedness and individualism. The last concept we'll cover in this short lecture is product element. So the product element is really the product life cycle. Your advertising is going to speak differently at different times of a product's life. Okay, so a product's life, here we have introduction, growth, maturity, and decline. Think of a cell phone. Cell phones were introduced, then they had a growth period. Advertising was very exciting. As it matured, it's relying on advances in small minutia changes in technology or more utility. Now I can pay bills with my iPhone. Or as the time goes on, maybe there's a decline. So you have to address different needs and wants of the audience. So the timeline of your product also affects how you will develop your advertising.